Has a new entry in a long-running game franchise ever come out and had you wondering, is it going to be any good or is it going to totally suck? Well, fortunately today, it doesn't suck. Hey, what's up everyone? GameDad here, and I am back with another mini game review. And this time, I am super stoked because I am talking about Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World. And a huge thank you for sending me a code to check out this game. I was super stoked when I saw all of the news and headlines and stuff that this game was coming out, and I was really excited to be able to get a code to check it out, and just thank you. Now, even though I did get a code for this game, it in no way affects my opinion about the game. All thoughts and opinions expressed are my own, but I gotta say, it was fun. But before we dive into that review, if you are new to the channel or you just haven't yet, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, plus that little notification bell. That way you get an alert every time I've got a new video coming out. So first up, let's talk about the visuals. This game is very pretty. I really like the animated cartoon style, but it's also kind of cel shaded, but not really, but it still looks really cool and animated. They do reuse a lot of assets in the level design, but honestly, that's okay because this isn't some massive, huge story-driven game or anything like that. It's just a really fun, pick it up, play for a little bit. If you need to put it down, no worries. The game in all, I think, is about 4 hours long if you're just playing through the entire thing. And throughout that time, you get to explore the initial kind of mountain areas of the game. Then you get to go check out this cool town. And with this gigantic palace, it's constantly going in and out of its perspective, taking you to new areas within a 2D platforming landscape. And this game, I would definitely say, is more on the 2.5D kind of spectrum, because while it's not 3D, it does take you in and out of the landscape to meet that kind of perspective. And in that whole palace town, that is where you get to meet all kinds of different characters. Every time you go and talk to them as you're progressing through the story, things are changing and you can get new items, new collectibles, you can unlock new areas, and then you even get to visit all kinds of gorgeous new locations. They do kind of follow the typical platformer tropes where you have kind of, your like jungly, grassy area, you have your kind of water area, you got your desert area, things like that. But all in all, I mean, it looks great, and the gameplay is super fun. Now, before we get into talking about the actual gameplay, let's talk about the audio in this game. You can tell that the audio design in this game was a labor of love. You can tell that all the different sound effects mesh really well together, and the background music is awesome. Every time you enter any kind of new level, or maybe you go into a house, or you go into the palace, or you go into some other part of the building, the music tracks will change, and in the bottom corner of the screen, it will actually tell you what the name of the song is. That way, if you want to go back later and check out any of the music tracks that are your favorite, you can listen to them again. And the songs, while they do fit the mood of whatever kind of place you're in, whether it's a dungeon or a castle, or even if you're in like a boss fight or something like that, the audio design is perfect, but it's not overpowering. Whenever it's needed, you feel that sense of urgency, but whenever it's just a chill thing, kind of walking through a level, you just get some nice poppy tunes in the back, and it fits so well. And throughout my playthrough of the game, there wasn't really honestly a part where I got sick of the music. Some of it does start to loop, and I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. It's got to loop at some point. But even with that looping, I never got tired of the music. It was never a case of, oh man, it's this song again, or anything like that. Everything just flowed really nicely. There was no harsh cutoffs between transitions or anything like that. The audio was just great. Now, next up is the gameplay. If you have ever played any kind of platforming game before, all of your basic things are there. You have a jump, you have a double jump, you have a way to attack, and you can attack in different ways, whether you're attacking up, down, in the air, side to side. You can kind of do a Scrooge McDuck kind of pogo stick thing if you jump in the air and strike down and keep hitting enemies. So that was kind of cool to see that. But for the most part, what you would expect is there. Now, I am sure that I'm going to butcher the name of the little pet side creature thing that you get. I think it's called a Pepalagoo. And I don't even remember what I named mine. I just happened to randomly select it, and it just chose the name, and I kept moving forward. But that is kind of the way to measure as you're getting new abilities. Starts off really small, starts getting bigger, starts getting new abilities that help you traverse through more difficult areas in the game. And it's a fun way to add abilities. You're not getting any kind of like power-ups or anything like that. Your Peplugu is just getting more and more things that it's able to do as it grows. Now, in the game, there are coins everywhere. Pretty much everything drops coins. A few things drop hearts, and a few things drop these little like raindrop collectible things that help add to your overall health meter every time you collect 10 of them. But there are upgradable things you can get too. You can get various shields, bracelets, swords, and it gives you not necessarily detailed, but very concise stats. It has a certain attack power, and it tells you how many hits it will take in order to build up your magical hit. And then with the shields, it gives you some different resistance buffs, like against electricity or fire, different things like that. And then you have bracelets that'll give you some more buffs as well. But overall, while it is a short experience, you know, comparing it to other huge games, like if you were to compare it to something like Mario Odyssey, for instance, it's a drop in the bucket for how long it takes to play this game. However, the game is super fun, and I had a ton of fun playing through the entire campaign for it, and just learning everything as I went through. I haven't played a Wonder Boy game in years, and this one, it just looked so bright and vibrant and fun. And while I have no idea how to speak Japanese, it at least has English subtitles, so that's awesome. I still knew what was going on. And again, although the game is short, it is a fun game, and it scratches that itch for just a nice short platformer to go have some fun with, and it looks and sounds great doing so. And that's it. I mean, Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World is a ton of fun. Now, would I recommend it? Absolutely. Definitely go play this game. My code that I received was for the PS4 version, but I've been playing it on my PS5, and it's kind of funny because the game already, you can tell, is a fast-loading game, but on the PS5 it loads so fast that you can't even read the little tip screens as it does a loading screen. It has maybe a 1.5 second load time whenever you're loading into a new big area. When you're doing minor load-ins, it just kind of flashes for a second and you're good to go. The game was super fun. It was a short experience, but that's fine. It's great. I love a game that is a short experience that I can have a lot of fun with. You know, being a dad of 3 now, that takes up a ton of time. I run my own business. I also have a day job. So being able to feel like I finished a game is a really great feeling. Back when I was a teenager, you know, I could complete games all the time. It was no big deal. I had nothing else going on. Nowadays, as an adult, you know, you got more things going on in life, so I really appreciate a game that can pack in so much content and such a fun story and fun gameplay in a nice small package. Now, if you are new to the channel or you haven't yet, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell. That way you get an alert every time I got a new video coming out. Also, if you liked today's video, let me know down in the comments below. And lastly, if you are interested in helping to support the channel in any way, please be sure to check me out on patreon.com/GameDadShow, or maybe check out some of my merch over at tpublic.com/GameDadShow. Now, as always, I'm GameDad. I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.